Good morning. It's day 3 of my 30-day challenge, and it's early in the morning, so I'm being quiet because the family's not awake and I don't want to disturb anyone. I am doing this challenge while I am out of my normal element, away from my home, staying in the home of our eldest child. Normally I live in Texas with my husband. I'm choosing to do the challenge under less than ideal circumstances, or not less than ideal, but what's not my normal. My normal is to be at home with my husband, to have my own kitchen to cook in, and to be able to more easily control the things that I eat. But I wanted to do this 30-day challenge while I was not in those normal circumstances, just as a way of demonstrating that everything doesn't have to be normal or perfect for us to do something that is healthy for ourselves. And so I'm using this time away to start the challenge, just to show that to other people. So I'm now early in the morning. I'm going to start day 3, which is also, I'm in this early baselining phase where one finds out a trigger value. So for 3 days, you take glucose numbers, waking glucose numbers, pre-meal glucose numbers, and if you can, post-meal glucose numbers. Those get entered into the data-driven fasting app, and then the app calculates what a trigger value would be. And then after baselining, you start the phase called hunger training. And that's not so that you can practice starvation and be hungry. It means that so you can start becoming acquainted with what your own hunger signals are, because some of us have lost touch with that. So today's numbers will go towards giving me my trigger value on my data-driven fasting app. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my waking glucose. I will take my weight. I did find my Renfro scale, so I should be able to also enter in my body fat percentage. And what else? I don't know. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my first waking glucose for you right now. Okay, here's my Dario. Need to get out some test strips. 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 4. Put that one back. Close that. Get out my meter. So slide that. Pull out the meter. And put that in the bottom of the phone. Okay. Touch. See the message? It says, Dario would like to communicate with the Dario Health. They need editing. Dario blood glucose monitoring system. Allow. Okay, now insert a new test strip. That's important to see that. Put that in. All right. Also, I try to pay attention, make sure that I always see that place a drop of blood message. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get a drop of blood. Oh, that came up easily. And touch that to the test strip and see what the first reading is. 95. Okay, so then I'm going to check mark that and record it. And I will go ahead and put in another test strip. Okay, and touch the drop. I immediately raised another drop of blood, so I didn't have, whoops, need to bring that down here. Is it going to read? Okay, 97. Check that and try to raise another drop of blood. Beautiful. Whoops, let's go back here. Okay, so pull this test strip, put another one in, and I need to make sure that I get the ring, place a drop of blood, and touch the drop of blood to the end of the test strip so that it reads. Okay, and I think that was just one digit away from the first reading, so check mark here. And to see all the readings that I just did, go back to the screen. Now I took 3. Yeah, there they are, all of them. 6:05 a.m., 6:04, 6:03. So 95, 97, 96. They're all in very close agreement. And I'm going to enter the 95 on my on the DDF app. Let's see if I can show that to you. The data-driven fasting app, right there. Okay, so now we're going to hit track, and I'm going to hit glucose. And this is a waking glucose. And I'll leave the time 6:06, that's close enough. And then 95. And I'm in milligrams per deciliter. And there's nothing else I want to mark. I don't need to check off any of these. And so now I just need to hit record. Okay, it says 1 more day of recording until you get your trigger. So by the end of today, I believe I will have a trigger value. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to hit track again and show you the other things that I could record this morning of biomarkers. Select a biometric. So I could record all of those things from this menu. Again, I could record blood glucose, weight. I haven't weighed myself yet, so I'm not putting that in. So all of those things would be choices. But that's it for right now. It's about 3 hours since I took my morning, my first morning reading, my waking reading, and I'm going to take another reading now. I have about an hour and 15 minutes before leaving for church, so there is time to eat depending on what my glucose reading is. If it's low enough, I think I should go ahead and eat something, something protein focused, and probably, depending on the number, I'll decide whether I add in a fuel or not, either carbohydrate or fat. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a number and show that to you. Oh, and of course, I'm showered and dressed now, so I took my weight, and my weight this morning was 144, which doesn't surprise me at all considering what I chose to eat yesterday. Now, for context, when I first, when I took my weight in Texas before coming here, that was Friday. Today's Sunday. On Friday, I was 144.4, and then I ate very lean and protein focused during my flight, the day of my travels on Friday. So, and that was, I just had lean sliced deli turkey. I had cucumbers. Well, I did have a fuel. I remember I had the
sort of the gingerbread snack cakes, which was fueled with fat, which Trim Healthy Mama terms that would be an S fueling. But it wasn't heavy on fats. And the cake also had lots of protein in it because of the flour substitute that I used from Sweet E's website. And that will be linked. I will, since I mentioned it, I will go ahead and link that in this video. And then cucumbers, the lean turkey, and the snack cakes. So, and that was 12 ounces of lean turkey for the entire day. And then I didn't eat again when I got here. So then Friday's weight went from 144.4 to yesterday's weight of 142.2. And then this morning, after having 2 generous sized pieces of deep dish Chicago style pizza and ice cream afterwards, I did have some great nutrition through having the Nuchi greens that is shown in yesterday's day 2 of 30's video. What else did I eat yesterday? The pizza, the Nuchi greens, and the ice cream. Oh, I had some dates for dessert. So there was a lot of energy, as Marty Kendall would call it, Marty Kendall of OptimizingNutrition.com. Trim Healthy Mama refers to fats and carbs as fuels, and Marty Kendall of OptimizingNutrition.com refers to fats and carbs as energy sources. So I had lots of energy sources yesterday. I went from 142.2 to 144 this morning, but that is still a 4-point reduction from my weight on Friday when I took my weight while I was still home in Texas. So now on to a blood glucose measurement. 3 hours and 20 some odd minutes from my first blood glucose waking measurement, which was 95. I mixed up a protein-packed yogurt bowl before we went to church and had this as my first meal of the day. Typically, I only have one meal a day, but I decided since I was in baselining to go ahead and play around with 2 meals for the day. So I used 0% fat Greek yogurt, and I added some whey protein powder to it, and then I had blueberries and strawberries and pumpkin seeds and Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are great for getting in selenium, that is a micronutrient that we need in our diets. I'll put a link to this article that Marty Kendall wrote about selenium as part of his nutrient density series. That will be in the description box for the video. We are home from church, the granddaughter and I, and I'm about to take my glucose because I've prepared our lunches, and I'm going to take my pre-meal glucose and enter that into the data-driven fasting or data-driven eating app. All right, here's the Dario. Get out a couple strips. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then get the meter out. Put that in the phone. And we need to go to Dario, not to the data-driven fasting app. Get the strip. Come on, pick it up. Okay, so it says insert a new strip. Done that. Let's do the stab. Draw some blood. Stick. Oh, can't see quite all the way. Drop of blood onto the end of the stick. Raise another drop of blood right away so I don't have to stab myself again. 82. Okay. And then another, do the check mark. Put another test strip in. Make sure it says place a drop of blood. And test that. If it says 82 again, I won't test again. Or if it's within 3 digits, I won't test again. 88. Nope, That's 6 digits. Okay, so check mark. And now put the test strip in, place a drop of blood, pipette end, here we go. And we got 83. Okay, so we are within 3 digits, and now I'll go ahead and go to the data-driven fasting app to record my pre-meal number. Put the count back on here. So there's the Dario. Track glucose before meal. I am going to leave the blue check mark because I am going to eat, and the value I will put down is 82. I'm actually not hungry, but I want to eat with the granddaughter, so I'm just gonna put 1 and hit record here. And what does it tell me? Oh, okay. It says, you are done with the baseline. It is time to switch to hunger training. But I don't have to. I can wait another day and get another pre-meal number or 2. So that's actually what I'm going to do. Because the more pre-meal numbers I have, the more accurate number I have for getting a trigger. So I'm going to not hit hunger training. Actually, let me see if you can see. It says that, wait a minute. Oh, it assigned me a personal hunger trigger. I didn't have to do it. Well, I'm going to wait. It says 82. Click here to start hunger training. No, I'm going to wait until tomorrow. I'm going to get 3 full days in. Oh, to do baseline. I'm checking to see what things to read. That I showed you before, that you could read information about baselining. No, I am going to wait another day before I click to start hunger training. So that's the end of that. So this is a meal of dual fueling, which in Trim Healthy Mama terms would be called a crossover, or in Marty's terms, it would be a very energy dense meal because I'm using both fats and carbs in this meal. Most of that combination of fats and carbs comes through having the Chicago deep dish style pizza. I'm also finishing up the cucumbers. I found a golden beet that I peeled and chunked up into raw pieces to eat, raw vegetable. There's lupini beans. They're very high in protein. And then there's a bowl of 0% fat Greek yogurt with sliced strawberries and chia seeds. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3s, very heart healthy. And I'm trying some of my daughter's fizzy tea. It's just a black tea with fizz in it. So that is my meal, my Saturday meal. Well, this wasn't a planned part of my day, but here I am at the beach. My daughter decided to bring her daughter and me to the beach and enjoy a little sunshine and maybe even see the sunset here at the beach. So it's funny because earlier after church, after the overly abundant meal that I had, plus a lot of extras, I was feeling rather down on myself because I knew that I was affecting my blood sugar numbers badly. So I was feeling a little blue, but here I am. I'm at the beach, and how can you feel blue at the beach in the bright sunshine? It's really very pleasant here. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. As Goldilocks and the 3 bears, Goldilocks of the 3 bears would say, it's just right. I really didn't expect to get to come to the beach. I've been to our daughter's home multiple times in the last 2-3 years. Well, it's got to be 3.5 years because of our first granddaughter being born out here. And finally, I'm at the beach. I think it's quite a treat. So I did take my glucose numbers, and yeah, they're as bad as I expected, but thankfully I know how to turn it around. And these 30-day challenges, they're not meant for people to be perfect. Progress over perfection is one of the things that will come up in the 30-day challenge, and tiny little improvements are really what make a difference in someone's life. They're the things that are sustainable. Watching a mom pull her kid out of the waves, watching some planes take off from off in the distance over there. These waves are really nice. So I'll finish up this video later this evening when I get back to the house. Went from beach to backyard. My daughter is in putting the little one, getting her ready for bed, and I didn't want to be having them in the background and whatnot, and I did want to finish up this video for day 3 of the 30-day challenge. I do feel better about my my gluttony this afternoon. I just kept eating when I didn't need to. I'm still feeling full, but I didn't keep compounding the problem. We got out of the house and we went to the beach, and that was lovely. And while my glucose was 122 at the beach, it's now down to 99. And I didn't take that on the camera because you've seen enough examples of me taking numbers. So just take my word for it that I took my glucose a few minutes ago before I came outside. Realized I couldn't do the video in the house. And so I'm down to 99. I probably won't be much lower than that in the morning. One thing I've learned through 3.5 years of taking my glucose numbers is typically there's not a big drop from glucose from when I go to bed at night to when I wake up in the morning. Let's see what else I would like to add about day 3. Well, I did show you that I could have clicked on hunger training, beginning that process of hunger training, but I will do that tomorrow in the morning. And so then I'll be on day 4 of the 30-day challenge. And hopefully I will make better food choices tomorrow. I've had a couple days of just, indulging in things I wouldn't normally eat, like the deep dish pizza. That's what I had again for lunch today, which I showed in the picture earlier in today's video. And I don't know whether eating something like that just mentally sets me off to say, okay, I had that, I might as well just keep having other things that aren't necessarily great, because a pizza like that, unless you make it Trim Healthy Mama style, it is definitely a combination of carbs and fats together, both energy sources. And when you have both energy sources, it's harder for your body to clear one of them than it is to clear 2 of them. And it's almost telling your body, store up for winter. So I think that's enough for today. That's the end of today's video, and then tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow will be day 4 of the 30-day challenge. And I think I'll sleep well tonight because that was a really nice time out on the beach, and having the sunset is good for the brain, for their circadian rhythm. and I think I'm going to sleep pretty well tonight. Good night.